In this video, I'm going to show you how to use Heygen AI to create an AI avatar. Let's get you started with Heygen today. First, you want to search for the official Heygen website. I'm using Microsoft Bing, but you can also alternatively use Google. I've searched Heygen and it's right here down below. This is the official website right here. Then you want to select it to get started and get inside. This will give you this home page where you have the option to get started for free or select get started from the top right hand corner. You can then sign in using your Google account, Facebook, or alternatively an email. Once inside, you want to go to the left hand side and select video avatar. This is how you're going to begin creating your video avatar. There are a few options available. If you scroll down, you can see that Heygen library is available. On the top right hand corner of the screen, you also want to pay attention to this because it's very important. I have 2 credits. Each credit equals 1 minute. A video duration is rounded up to 30 seconds. So keep that in mind when you're creating your video avatars in Heygen. There is also some paid features that are locked behind the paid version of Heygen. So let's start creating using our free plan in Heygen. Let's select a model from the library right here. This is the CEO of Heygen, Joshua. Let's select this to take a look. Now, if I press play, I can have a look at this avatar created by the Heygen CEO, Joshua.
Hey, welcome to Heygen. This is Josh, Heygen CEO. This is my instant avatar. Feel free to play with it. Hope you like it. Your instant avatar can totally be the same quality or even better. Simply follow my instructions when creating it. Can't wait to see your amazing avatar come to life.
So as you can see, Josh has cloned himself into Heygen so you can use his instant avatar for your own videos. This is something that you can do straight away using the free version of Heygen. From here, we can edit the avatar or select Create with AI Studio. In this example, we're going to select Create with AI Studio, where it gives you 2 options. Portrait, which are those vertical videos that you usually see on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Instagram Reels. And landscape, which is a full screen video. In this example, let's select landscape. Now we're inside of the AI Studio where we're going to edit this instant avatar of the CEO of Heygen. From here, you have quite a few options already. You can see on the left hand side we have template, avatar, script, text, element, or asset. An asset is a piece of media that you can place inside of the video or as part of the video. For example, a video you've already created that you want to, have an avatar on top of talking about something, or a piece of media that you want placed on top of the video, for example, a logo or something like that. We can go into script because we can change what our avatar says. In this case, Joshua. Let's see if we can change what he says. Now we can also change the voice, and we have some voice AI models, so we can change Joshua's voice.
Welcome to the new era of video creation with Heygen. Simply type your script to get started.
As you can hear, we have a voice already selected, and that was Tony, and that is the voice that would be used for our avatar here. Let's take a look at some other options. We have quite a few options available for free.
Hello, this is how I sound. Hope you like it.
Hello, this is how I sound. Hope you like it.
Hello, this is how I sound. Hope you like it.
And those are just a few examples of the AI voices you can use with your avatars. You can also filter by language and more. For example, if you want a female voice, you can filter the voices by female or male, emotion, speed control, pitch control, pause support, and a lot more other filters. So you can get the voice that you're looking for your AI model. Once you've found a voice that you want to use for your avatar video, then select it from here. You will see that it will populate in the menu on the left hand side. If you have a script already, you can paste it in that box. Or if you want to write a script from scratch, you can do that. I have a script ready about Fortnite, so I'm going to paste that because I've already copied it to my clipboard. You can copy by pressing Command and C, or if you're on Windows, it would be Control and C. And then to paste something, if you're on Windows, it would be Control and V, or on Mac, Command and V. Alternatively, you can always Control and right click to get those options. Now I have my script entered and I have selected a voice for my avatar for this video. So let's take a look to see what happens when I try to preview.
Dropping into Fortnite Battle Royale, 100 players, 1 island, 0 building allowed in Fortnite, 0 build. Gear up, grab that pump shotgun, and fight for survival.
You may have noticed that the avatar is not animated, is not speaking, but we have our voice and our script being read by the voice that we have chosen. This is because it's not yet rendered, and in order to render the animation of your selected avatar, you need to submit. So let's have a look at what happens when I select the drop down by submit. You can see that there are also some paid options, which includes 4K. We're not using any paid version of Heygen, so we're going to try to submit as it is with this version. Let's go, let's select submit. There's a problem. There's issues that may affect your final outcome of your generated video. It is recommended to update your video before submissions. Overall scene duration exceeds overall script duration. So what this means is, if we go back and then we click back to our timeline by closing the preview or selecting continue to edit in this case, you will see that our script is shorter than our video. So make sure that this matches so that you don't have an unfair result. So of course, what I mean by that is if this does not match, then the animation may not match the sound. So you need to make sure they're both the same length in the timeline. Now that we've fixed this issue, let's select submit and see what happens. Confirm submission. Producing this video will consume credits. Please review before submitting. So we are going to use 0.5 credits in this creation. We have a total of 2 credits at this current moment in time. 1 credit equals 1 minute of video. So you can see that we're only using less than a minute of video here, and that's the current cost. Let's submit to see our final finished piece. So right now, Heygen is creating our video animation to match the voice that we have created in the AI studio in Heygen. We have some options right now which are a little bit too early, it's too preemptive. It says, how do you like our AI studio? Well, this is the first time we're trying the AI studio, so I'm not going to answer it just yet because I haven't seen the final finished result. But you could, if you wanted to, make a decision to say you like it a lot or you don't like it. I'm going to press the X for now as it's slightly too early for me to make a decision. Although I do like its interface, it's quite clean. You have a timeline, you have where you have your changes on the left hand side, let's call that the inspector, and then you have your preview in the center of the screen, and that was the video that we could preview a part of. We couldn't see any of the animations take place in that preview window. This could be a negative for you. So do add this if this is something that you want to do. In my case, I'm going to click that X. You can see that from here, we have 30% of our video ready. So our avatar video is 36% ready at this point. There are more changes that you can make to your video if you're using a specific avatar. For example, putting video media in the background or on top of what you have for the template that you have chosen, or changing a little bit more. Now we have our video creation, it's 30 seconds long. Let's play it before we download. Now as you can see, we only have 720 at this point in time. We can download the original video or download the SRT of any captions or text that is being used. You can also edit as a new video entirely, put it to the trash, delete it, which I wouldn't advise because you've just used credits to create it. So unless you have a lot of credits, then of course you can delete it if you want, or you can get your video ID. Now I'm not sure what the video ID is used for, but you know where to find it if you find a use for it. You can also translate the video, which is a really good use of Heygen. So if you want to translate it to a different language, this is also an option. There are also some share icons here. If you enable sharing, you don't have to enable sharing, where you can share it on social media, for example, X, formerly known as Twitter, LinkedIn, email, and more. Right now, what we're going to do is we have our video script below the video. We can also enable captions, that is automatic captions. So because we have a script that we've used in this example, then we could have really accurate captions, and that's where you can get your text file. That's for the paid version, or you can just simply preview the video to see the final result. So let's have a look at the final result at this stage without any captions or any changes that we've made. Let's press play.
Dropping into Fortnite Battle Royale, 100 players, 1 island, 0 building allowed in Fortnite, 0 build. Gear up, grab that pump shotgun, and fight for survival. Explore a massive, ever-changing map. Outsmart opponents, master your movement, and dominate the battlefield. Earn Victory Royale solo, squad up with friends,
Looking
or join
good.
the chaotic fun of Team Rumble. Fortnite Battle Royale, it's free, it's frenetic, and it's always evolving. Jump in and experience the phenomenon today.
So as you can see, we have changed what our avatar looks like throughout by giving us an animation reading out our text. That is a brilliant avatar creation that we've just done for free in Heygen. There are a few more editing properties that you can change for your video as well, but we're using the free version of the site, and that is a brilliant avatar now talking about Fortnite. The CEO is the template that we've used, the CEO of Heygen. The CEO is the template that we've used. Joshua is the CEO of Heygen. You can also download your video from the main menu. So if we go back, because this video doesn't have a title right now, from our private window right here, remember this is private and this is our private 2 projects that we currently have. We have an example project and the one that we've just created. We can download the video. Let's show you the download options. So if I select download, it will be in 720p. We weren't given any additional options. And it's in an MP4 video file, which is displaying right here, and I can open that file to show you what it looks like in its full quality, but I've just given you a preview, but I can also potentially put it on screen, and it looks much cleaner in its full finished version. Check this out.
Dropping into Fortnite Battle Royale, 100 players, 1 island, 0 building allowed in Fortnite, 0 build. Gear up, grab that pump shotgun, and fight for survival. Explore a massive, ever-changing map. Outsmart opponents, master your movement, and dominate the battlefield. Earn Victory Royale solo, squad up with friends, or join the chaotic fun of Team Rumble. Fortnite Battle Royale, it's free, it's frenetic, and it's always evolving. Jump in and experience the phenomenon today.
So that is a really brilliant avatar video that's been created there of an instant avatar. An instant avatar is a clone of a person that you can get to talk with those animations, reading out a script that you've entered into Heygen. So there are more ways to create your avatar using Heygen. Let's take you through some of those methods right now. So at the top of your AI Studio, you can see templates. If you're not in AI Studio, you can get here by pressing right here in the menu on the left hand side. Templates is what we're going to select next. So remember, we can go back into our previous project and make some more changes, but there are also templates. Create your own video templates, customize templates to streamline your video production. Or we could create one from a starting point, which you can see down below. So the Heygen library will give you some filters where you can find the template to suit you. You have all use cases, advertisement, e-commerce, learning and development, explain a video, social media, business cards, health and medical, festival, breaking news, and others. So we could go for breaking news in this one, just to give you an example of what breaking news looks like. So let's use breaking news. I think I have a piece of media that we could potentially use, and it's John Cena at the Oscars, if I'm not mistaken. It's not the Grammys, it's the Oscars. Grammys is music, Oscars is more movies. Right, so let's make one out of John Cena at the Oscars, as that was a trending moment that was quite popular. You can see quite a few filters available. Now, I want one which has a piece of media being showcased on screen, so let's go for this one here, and that's the selection that we can make. So let's have a preview of what we have. So if we press play.
A state of emergency has been declared in Sri Lanka, and President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has fled the country.
Now, although in this case we're creating an e-news type of video, we're going to use the world news serious type of template in order to convey the seriousness or maybe just the attention to the thing that's happening. So we're going to create in the AI Studio using this template. So we're going to change a few things about the template, of course. Selecting this will create an AI Studio template ready for you to use. So now we've just selected it, it should populate in the AI Studio, which it has. Here is going to get very interesting because we're not using a photo avatar yet, and you can see that on screen. So if I press play.
A state of emergency has been declared in Sri Lanka, and President Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
You can see there is no speaking head, there is no talking head, there is no person talking for us in this scene. So we need to get that first. We've used an instant avatar, and that was the free one that was available. That was Joshua. we are now going to use a photo avatar. So let's select photo avatar. We have a few that are available for free. We don't have to pay for some of these. So let's scroll through the public avatars, the ones that you can use. So as you can see, there's Olivia here. Might use Olivia. Could change a female's voice and make it something else. Or we could have Leonardo. There are quite a few selections here. I like Nata. Let's try and use Nata in this one. Is it Nata or Nata? Now, a photo avatar is very different to a motion avatar, and that is basically what was being created beforehand, an instant avatar. You can use these and these can talk for you, or you can use a studio avatar, which is the next option. To delete an avatar, just highlight it, and then up above you can see there are quite a few options, including delete. You can also do a lot more with your layers that you can see right here up above. So if you want to use a photo avatar, maybe you're into VTubing sort of video type, then you can do that as well and select your facial styles in this example. For me, I'm going to delete this one because I'm going to show you how to use a studio avatar. So let's select studio avatar. I just wanted to quickly show you photo avatar. Now you can see that some are available in 4K. These are brilliant studio avatars available. Remember that gold diamond means that it's one of the paid plan versions. We're using a free version in this example. We have quite a few examples that we can use here, and you can scroll through, and all in 4K, which is absolutely brilliant. So let's go and select one from our list there that we can use for free. Remember, the shorter your script, the shorter your video, the less credits you're going to use. You begin with 2 credits, ensuring that you have entered the first questionnaire. When you actually join Heygen, you begin with 2 credits, providing that you have answered the intro questionnaire. So when you start Heygen, it will ask you a few questions like, how did you find out about us? If you answer those questions, you will actually get an additional credit. So moving forward, and that's for free, guys, that's for free. So you might as well answer those few questions, even if you're not 100% truthful, but I do advise you to be truthful because it does help the Heygen team. So moving forward, let's select our avatar for this one. So we used a male voice. Let's go for a female voice instead. So the female voice, have we got a blonde female? I've used a lot of blondes with AI, so I don't know why that is, but I've just gravitated towards a blonde. So we have a blonde lady right here. She has one with a jacket on. Now that's a paid one. So I did notice that for some reason blonde is a very specific paid version. You always have to mainly pay for it. I just wanted to check that because it seems to be a trend when creating with AI. So let's make sure we can use a free version. These are all paid. Let's scroll up and see if we can find maybe a brunette or a slight blonde. So we have Kayla here. Kayla in a shirt. So Kayla is what we're going to use in this example. Now she needs to be behind the breaking news segment here. So let's see if we can change her level in the layers order. So if we go up to the top menu, you can see change layer. Let's select change layer. Now you can send backwards, so it should be behind the thing that's on the top layer. Send backwards again, so I'm going to click it again. You will also be given the shortcut, guys, right next to where you're selecting. So your keyboard shortcut will appear here, so you can use a shortcut as opposed to going up to this menu and selecting send backwards, forwards, or to the front or to the back. Remember that the last layer might be the background, so if you send it to the back, it might disappear. For example, luckily there is no box background covering any of the shots here. So let's put it forwards just in case any of the motion graphics are in the background. I don't want her blending in to the background. And sending back one more time. There we go. So we now have our voice avatar, meaning that when we enter our script into the left hand side, it is then going to make sure that our avatar is the one who's talking out or acting out the script. We've made our first few changes right now to this template, but there's more. Breaking news, might not want that to say breaking news. We can edit this. So instead of breaking news, let's say John Cena news, because it's about John Cena. So let's enter John Cena news. This segment here, there's a picture. We might want something else instead of the picture. If you click it, it will then change what's up above. So change layer is one option that we have. We can delete it, set as a background, and also undo any changes that we make to it. And then if we make a forward or backwards movement with it, then we can go, I'll show you what I'm trying to explain here. You can undo the action, but you should also be able to go forward and redo an action. So we can undo and redo any changes that we make to any pieces of media. In this case, I'm going to delete this piece of media and replace it with a video which I already have ready for this example. Now notice that some of our text has actually disappeared. This is because I made a change and then the change has also deleted that text. So keep in mind that when you're deleting things, make sure you're deleting the right thing. So I've selected the piece of media now. Let's press delete and see if it deletes the correct thing, which it has. So now we want to add our piece of media before we change what our AI voice is saying and effectively changing the animation of our avatar. So let's go into, should be elements or asset. So now we want to add our footage of John Cena. Let's try that. So we need to select assets because we're going to upload our very own asset. You have the option of a screen recording, or you can upload an asset which is an image, video, or piece of music. Let's select upload. Now remember that you also have some free music that you might be able to use depending on where you're uploading to. For example, YouTube have their very own music library. So you could have some initiative and maybe download this ready for the video that you're going to create here if you're uploading to that site. Now I want to make sure that I find my John Cena footage. So let's go up here and find John Cena's moment right here, which I already have. John Cena should now be added to my media library that I can drag into my template. So just waiting for that upload to complete, and it should populate right here, one of our items that we've now uploaded. So as you can see, our 28 seconds of John Cena is now in our menu that we can use. So there are a few options that you can do here. You can rename it, move it, re-download it, extract the audio. So as you can see, our John Cena media is now available in Heygen, but there are a few things that you can do with it. If we go to those three dots, it says that you can extract the audio. So that's a brilliant feature. You can rename it, move it to one of the folders that you've created here, or download it, or alternatively delete it so you don't use it. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this into our template. Now I'm going to resize it so that it fits. Now it keeps the aspect ratio when you're resizing, and that's one thing you should pay attention to. If you have a video, you won't be able to crop it if you're dragging from the corners. You have a cropped option from the menu up above. So if I stretch this and crop it, then of course it will cut out some of the image that's available. You might want to get rid of one of the logos that are appearing here. So let's see if we can do that. Brilliant. Let's go for a crop. Now at this point, I'm not going to worry about the white box that's in the background. I'm just going to make sure that the media is actually in our shots. Not going to do an absolutely perfect crop at this point in time, but you can see that our John Cena media is now a part of this template. Now by default, the media is muted, and you can see it right here, but you can unmute this if you want the sound of your media to play in your video. Now I don't want the sound of the media to play in the video because sound is copyrighted more than images these days. So I'm going to leave that as it is and leave the footage on screen without any sound, effectively making it a transformative piece of media. Just a hint for those of you who are repurposing content, make it transformative, make it something new. Maybe you're reporting on something, reviewing something if you intend to use any footage, but don't forget to ask for permission where applicable. So if you're using content available online, always ask permission first where available. Alternatively, you can always use any stock footage sites or use those filters when searching for pieces of media, for example, Creative Commons filters. Once I've clicked off the piece of media, you can see the white box that has appeared. I couldn't see it while highlighting the media because it gives us a box on the outside, and because our box behind it is so fine, we're actually covering that up. So let's just unselect just to see what happens. There we go. So now you can see the white box in the background. You either want to cover this, delete it, or make sure that your media fits its size in this template. In this example, I think I might just delete it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this to the background first. So in order to do that, go back to that change layer. Then I'm going to move and send this back and back again. Hopefully the box will now be on top. Let's deselect our piece of media. Not yet. So let's move it back, maybe all the way to the back, and that way it should be in front. Center back. There we go. We can now see our white box. We might be able to resize the white box so it fits our piece of media. Let's take a look. No harm in trying. There we go. We've been able to resize that box. When I deselect, the box is now surrounding our piece of media, and our news anchor, if you will, is now going to read out and talk using our script about that piece of media. It also says John Cena New, so I want to change that and make sure it says John Cena News. Maybe you want to change the background entirely. Let's select the background and see what we can do. Now in this example, I'm not going to leave the background the way it is, but you can toggle this as well, or maybe add shapes or elements. For example, if we select element, there are things that you can use here that you might want to add to your video. You might want to cover up the background. That is an option for you if you're unsure of how to change a background, or maybe you want a video background. For example, right here, you can add another piece of media which is available on Heygen. Let's see all to see what's currently available here. Motion graphics could be something that you add in the background. You can also search these free videos online. So let's take a look. I've just searched motion. Let's see what we have here. So we search in motion, and I might put that in the background of this entire video. Scrolling through, we might find something that suits this, and we kind of do. We have like a purplish background. Let's try and add this to see what it looks like. Resize it and then put it in the background entirely. It's now purple news from blue news. Blue news, purple news. And then you of course, you just change this accordingly, or you can set as background. Let's select set as background. And now we have a brand new background to this template. And again, you can change other things accordingly. For example, if you don't want the red text, you can change the color of the text, but you also have a color picker. So for example, we can change this to purple. If we select this, very easily there, we've changed our text to purple, and you can do this for other elements as well. So now we have our talking head, our avatar, we have our piece of media that will play in the video. Let's go for that all important script. So we want it to talk about John Cena. Let's create a script from scratch this time. So I'm going to type my script in, and it's going to say, oh my God, what is John Cena doing on stage like that? Why has he got no clothes on? What? Let's put a comma there. What is happening? Jeez, the muscles be all over the place. So just to show you that you can have fun when creating with your AI as well. So let's see what this sounds like as Sarah with a cheerful voice, because we haven't changed the voice here.
Oh my God, what is John Cena on stage like that? Why has he got no clothes on? What is happening? Geez, the muscles be all over the place.
Geez, the muscles be all over the place. So there's a few changes we need to make here. So it should say, oh my God, why is John Cena on stage like that? So of course you can always play it through, have a listen, make those corrections where possible. And there are other ways that you can, add recordings. So if you want to use your own voice, you can actually add a recording using the microphone. I'm not going to do that in this case, but this is how you would do that. As well as that, you can also upload audio. So if you have some audio files ready for your piece of media here, you can also upload your audio. As well as this, you can add a pause section. So when you're writing, for example, if we want to add a pause section, I wouldn't advise it if you don't need it, because of course, when you're adding pauses, it's just creating more time and that will consume your credits more. But you can add a pause section right here, and then you can add the length of the pause. For example, we've just added a 3-second pause right here. So that's going to use a little bit more credits when we're doing this creation. As well as that, you can then add your script into the next section, same voice or a different voice, and then somebody can talk back maybe. So let's do an example here. So Sarah's the one that's talking, and there's only one avatar. Maybe you had 2 avatars, but this could get very complicated if you're doing this. I wouldn't advise this as a beginner. You can also change the length or speed of the way it talks, or the volume. So for example, if we change the speed toggle, it will talk a lot faster. If we change the pitch, it will be a lot deeper. I've gone lower. And if you want to change the volume, you can be a lot lower or higher with your volume. So for this example, let's take the exact same text prompts that we have here, and we're going to copy it. It's also giving me a prompt of how to copy, and then we're going to paste it into this version of Sarah and press play.
Oh my God, why is John Cena on stage like that? Why has he got no clothes on? What is happening? Geez, the muscles be all over the place.
So geez, the muscles is all over the place. Might need to change a little bit. So I want to geez, the muscles be all over the place. That makes a bit more sense. So we're going to delete those changes. I just want to show you how you could add a pause or a new script when you need one. And that's something that you can do. You can also duplicate your script if you don't want to rewrite it or copy and paste, and that is also available right here. You can delete your script to try again, and don't forget that you can also translate to different languages. Let me show you some of the languages that are available. Remember, we're using the free version here. So let's say we want to target language selected, and maybe Arabic is a language that we want, Chinese, Croatian, Czech, Danish, Dutch, Estonian, Finnish, Filipino, French, Georgian, I think that one is, German, Greek, and there's a lot more. So you can see the other languages that are also available. So let's select a different language just to show you how this works. So in this example, I pretty much like the French language. French is a really good language. It's very complex as well in terms of the use of your tongue. So I'm going to select French in this example. Let's apply. So we now have the exact same script but in French. Let's take a listen.
Oh mon Dieu, pourquoi John Cena est-il sur scène comme ça? Pourquoi n'a-t-il pas de vêtements? Que se passe-t-il? Les muscles sont partout.
So as you may have noticed, when we changed the voice to French, it actually changed the speaker. So it didn't use Sarah because Sarah is not a French speaker, and that's how this works when you're creating your footage. So how do we go back once we've changed the language? Let's try and undo to see what happens. You may have noticed that this did not change the language. So let's go forward and then press those three dots again and select translate. Select your target language, and this time we're going to go back to English. Apply. So now what's happened is it selected a different English dialect, changed it back to English, and also a different speaker. Let's take a listen.
Oh my God, why is John Cena on stage like that? Why doesn't he have any clothes on? What's going on? Muscles are everywhere.
So now, as you may have noticed, it's now speaking in an American dialect of English. You can go back into those AI voices and make the selection that you're looking for. So do remember that if you decide to translate your voices, it may change the speaker when you try to translate back to your native or chosen language. We had Sarah and she was quite cheerful. We've now changed that back to Sarah. So once you've made those changes, you have your avatar of your selection. You've used a template in this example. Of course, you can preview how this looks without the animation, but we want to download the version with the change taking place. So let's try that right now because I've shown you how to upload an asset. You can also add some text if you're not using the text that's in this template. So just before we jump into downloading, let's show you how you can add some text. So if you wanted to add this text, for example, you can add it and change it accordingly, just like you would with a picture editor or a video editor that is similar. So let's say we want something here. Let's just make this a little bit smaller and move it into position. And I'm not going to change the text, but you do have the option to change the text as well. In this case, we're going to undo that change or maybe just delete it. So now we have our video to a standard that I think that I'm quite happy with. Might want to change the background and maybe the text a little bit to make it look more awardsy like because it's an awards show that we're looking at here. So let's go into those motion things right here. So let's type award in this section here. Just going to search for something that might make sense. Maybe awards background, awards show. You can also use your pieces of media. So if you created anything or you're using any stock footage, you can also use that as well. So making sure that the timeline is all matching and your voice matches the length of your video along with all of its animations, including your avatar. You then want to export and of course render it out. So let's select that submit. We're using the free version right here. So I'm all ready. I think I've done my changes that I'm happy with. From here, you can see the amount of credits it's going to cost you, how much credits you have left, and then you can select submit. So I'm happy with how things have turned out right now. Let's submit this and export our video. Let's have a look at the final piece. Great. So now our video is ready. Let's take a look at the final piece. We can download and have a look, or we can preview it on the site. I'm going to download this one and have a look in full screen. So the download is now ready. Let's open the file to take a look. Are you ready for this 11 seconds of avatar creation from Heygen? Let's press play.
Oh my God, why is John Cena on stage like that? Why doesn't he have any clothes on? What's going on? Muscles are everywhere.
So as you can see, there was some motion that I didn't take into consideration of the background image, and the curtain does open. It looks like there's two dancers there. So it's always good to play through it in the timeline beforehand, because if I go back, I'm pretty sure that that might be previewed in the timeline. So let's just take a look inside of the project. I'm going to open a project again. I didn't do that because previously, of course, the change wasn't taking effect with the avatar itself. So let's press play because that's actually quite hilarious.
Why is John Cena on stage like that?
As you can see, there's the movement.
Why doesn't he have any clothes on? What's going on? Muscles are everywhere.
And there you go, the curtain opens, which is actually quite hilarious, but it's something that I've made a difference with in terms of showing you how this works. So now you know to double check any pieces of media that you've sourced for your creation in Heygen, because of course you might have some movement that you haven't considered might happen. I thought it was just a set of curtains from a video. So we've just shown you how to create your own avatars, including studio avatar and photo avatar. But there is also instant avatar. Instant avatar is currently a paid feature only. If we click into this, you will be able to add yourself into Heygen to use you as the avatar, and then you can reuse it for whatever video you want using the methods in which I've just shown you. So the paid options are currently available on screen that you can see. You have creator, team, and enterprise. As well as these paid yearly subscriptions, you have the monthly price plan, which is slightly different, which you can see here. And these are all of the features that you can see that you are getting with these paid features. So you won't be able to use the instant avatar, which is cloning yourself in Heygen without first paying. Thank you for watching this tutorial on Heygen. This is how you can create your avatars right now in Heygen for free. Give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to the Mr. Money YouTube channel for more. Thank you for watching.